I believe this is the first time anybody has ever asked me to talk about my hometown. Bristol County represent, probably because it's one of those towns where you have to tell people that you live 45 minutes south of Boston for them to get any sort of idea of where you live. There's about 25,000 people, so a little bit less than campus, and it's soon to be 24,999 because I will not be returning. It's hard not to be cynical about a place where the only fun things you could do on the weekend was to hang in the high school parking lot well after you've graduated. But it's a pretty quaint town. It's nice, it's historic, it has good school systems. So I'll try and shed a little bit of light on my town of Easton, Massachusetts. I don't want this to be too snooze fest, history forward, but since being settled in 1694, I think the biggest appeal in Easton is maybe the only appeal is probably its architecture. There's a lot of Victorian Gothic style buildings and historical buildings that have been very well preserved. There are parts of town that are definitely more populated and renovated and business forward, but I came from South Easton, which takes true grit, and we had all the farms and the cranberry bogs where we would bike to like true Americans. And it wasn't uncommon to see a random dude riding horseback through Route 138 by the Burger King, so it was kind of amazing. I feel very compelled to mention, since I kind of alluded to the Southeast and Northeastern feud, but it was honestly like the most divisive and exciting thing that ever happened to me. If I could relate it to something, it would truly be like Civil War-esque, where the South and Southeastern kind of got the short end of the stick, and we were chilling by the cranberry bogs, and then you had Northeastern who had like gold-plated mailboxes and self-righteousness. So our town is also known as Shoveltown because this was where the modern shovel was constructed. We have the only shovel museum in the nation, which is super exciting. And the only thing that kind of hasn't been preserved over time in Easton is the shovel factory, which turned into the Shoveltown Brewery where all the town drunkards go for a glass of beer. And lastly, we have a yearly Christmas festival in the middle of town where when I was on my dance team, I used to have to go down there and then I would have to perform in front of all of my peers. And we can see right here that I was accurately picked to be the Grinch.